Oh no, where's my camera? It's saying there's no camera found. Well, that's just not good. Why is there no camera found? I must have unplugged it at some point, and I did. I don't know if you guys can even hear me. Well, let's plug in the camera. And then there we are. We have a camera. Da-da-da. What's up? Anybody even here? Hey, what's on, John? Why is it not telling me how many people are here? I don't. Did I live stream? I don't think I've live streamed on this computer yet. That computer right there that I just disturbed because I had to go and plug it in. What's up, Wiley? I was just watching your stream just as you ended it. I jumped in just as you left. Got an attitude from that, man. I show up, you stop. I don't know. Didn't know he was doing a hangout. I thought he was all by himself. I'm just going to kill. I was going to jump out anyway because I thought the Friday night hangout started. But it doesn't start for another hour. Oh my God, another hour. So anyway, printing away. This thing's brilliant. I already printed one, but it doesn't fit my unit. What this is, I can't believe I never thought of this myself. This is one of those things I usually think of. We have the big laundry detergent buckets that you put on its side, and it's got the little spigot on the bottom, and you push the button. But you have the little cup that you put on the spigot, and it pours in there, and you dribble it into your washing machine. But then you have that cup full of leftover sloppy ooze. And normally we have a bigger cup, and we just flip it over in there, and it oozes into that. And then after a week or so, you take that cup and you use that ooze, which is kind of gross. This screws up into the top vent port. There's the spigot, and then there's a vent port you're supposed to open up so it can let air in. And you put the cup here, and it drains down into the hole here and goes back down into the bucket. It's freaking brilliant. But this one doesn't fit so I had to redesign the whole thing. I redesigned it. There's probably one there. There's dozens of these things on Thingiverse. Why is this thing not saying how many people are watching? It used to say how many people were watching down here. Maybe I gotta set up some stat thing. No. Cameraman? No. Control room. No, and no. I don't see anything. What does this thing do? Add an app. Recent apps. No. Settings. Voice. For additional dining list to help improve. Nope, and nope. Cancel. Just bandwidth usage. I just got an email. Don't know what it is. Probably nothing I care about. Nope. Political BS I don't give a crap about. Why is it not reporting how many people are in the chat? In the thing. Are you guys even still here? Usually. It says right here how many people are. It's not ever accurate, but it usually reports right here how many people are in the are watching. But it's not doing it right now. I don't know why. Well, if you guys are in Mike's chat, you can come over here or just invite me over there or ignore me altogether. Whatever your choice is. Oh, what happened? Movie rendered. Wow, that was quick. I can put out movies much faster because it doesn't take 2 days to render. It only takes 2 hours. that wasn't even 10 minutes. I rendered that really fast. Really fast. I might just kill this and upload that video. Since you guys don't seem even slightly interested in printing cool stuff. What's up? Jump in here. I want to see that belt printer, man. I want to see the belt printer progress. This is a brilliant idea. And I came up with a brilliant idea of my own. Dun, 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 dun. Soon to come. And Flappy Birds is soon to come too. I'm hoping I can do all of them in this weekend. I'm going to have multiple projects finished this weekend. You know way too close to done. Just let us see it. Come on. You were doing that whole build stream and then you just cut us off. Not good. Drive down to Printed Solid. I wish I could. It's so far away. I mean, it's really not, but I have to go through New York to do it. And what's even worse than going through New York is getting out of Connecticut into New York. New York isn't as bad as getting out of Connecticut. It's literally almost easier to go way up north, go through like freaking Massachusetts, and then come back down than it is to drive straight across Connecticut. What is it, 120 miles or whatever it is across Connecticut to hit New York is just a nightmare. Yeah, but nobody watches me, so it's not like it's going to be giving anything away. What do I got, 8 or 10 people watching maximum at any time? Come on. I don't know if Prince Hall was doing a meetup. Man, I wish I could get there. For what? What are we foring? Well, at least jump in the stream. Hang out. BS for 10 minutes. I'm not going to stay that long because the Friday night thing, I never watched that. And I actually kind of want to because it's the dude from Marlin there. Not that I want to watch that very much because it's probably going to bore the crap out of me because I have no idea what they're talking about. But I at least wanted to see some of it. And of course, I've been working on the last couple of days trying to do an idea maker video and tuning my slicers because I backed up everything on my computer, saved it to a drive, did the drag and drop backup. This is the drive. What's up, man?
Saved it
to a drive. So you got this video coming through instead of just the chat.
Yeah,
What's up, man?
give me just a second. I forgot to turn off the stream.
You got
There we go.
So I was just saying that
Pause or mute.
I backed up my computer and fired up the new one. Because I don't know if you knew, but Brian Vine sent me an old new computer. A new computer to me, a very old computer, but it's much newer than my old one. Anyway, this pimpy right here. Nice, pretty. Anyway, I backed up everything on it. The one thing I didn't back up, all my slicer profiles. And you know what I did? I wiped the drive because I actually to want to put it in here, but I completely wiped it because I wanted to clean it. And like 5 minutes into wiping it, I went, oh crap, I didn't back up my slicer profiles. All my Idea Maker ones, all my Kira ones, all my S3D ones, all of them went kaputs. So I'm starting from scratch.
Sometimes that's almost for the best, though.
Yeah,
I started over a couple times with Kira, and you know, you have those happy accidents where, wow, it never printed this good before. I wonder what I changed.
Yeah.
Because you go in there, now with the knowledge you have going, well, I know retraction needs to be around it, and you start putting in settings that you've learned just from instinct work better.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I did have a couple, every once in a while I'd select them, and I don't know why I didn't just delete them, but I had a couple of them that were just really terrible that were just experiments. I just started, one day I was like, let's just overblow, let's say, our retraction. It was like, let's make retraction like 30 millimeters or something ridiculous, I mean, not that extreme, but I did a couple of those. And I never deleted them after experimenting. So every once in a while, you're doing things quick and you just select it by accident, and all of a sudden you're printing, and you're like, everything's coming out like crap, and you're like, so it's probably a good thing. Yeah, but it is taking me a while to tune it back up.
I hear all these people talking about, like all the controversy right now with simplified 3D, and everybody talks about, it's nice you can have a profile for each filament. That's the one thing I don't like with Cura, because you've got your printer profile and then you get your filament profile, and I haven't found anything yet to where I can select a filament and it'll change retraction and temp and everything in one shot. It's like, I really wish you almost have to save two separate, like save a profile for the filament and then save a profile for the printer. And
see, that's what I love about Idea Maker. Idea Maker does that.
Yeah.
The only thing in your printer profile that's part of your printer is filament diameter and size of your build. That's it.
And nozzle size.
And nozzle size, yeah. And all of those you can change in the filament if you want to.
But I'm still playing around. I'm sure I'm probably missing something.
Yo. I got a bunch of zits on them and stuff, so I'm fixing it. But I forgot I even had this. I got a full roll of this. I've had it like almost 2 years now. This is the oh, that came out sweet. Talk so we can see it. Speak.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, here. I'm talking now. There you can see it. I said I still had a layer shift, so I had to break it apart, but nowhere near as bad as the first one.
Yeah, you got a bunch of layer. How tall of a layer is that?
0.2.
Oh, these are at 0.4, dude.
Yeah, that's 0.2. I said I got the really bad layer shifts on his face, and I think once it layer shifted one time, it caused more layer issues toward the top because it was offset. I mean, it looked good going until I got to his nose. It looked great, but
dude, this is 0.4. 0.4, double the normal height.
Huh.
And it's, I mean, you can see it on the top of his head.
And this was that new Polyalchemy granite.
Oh, man. I want some of that. Send me some of that. I really want to try some of that. I actually want to try the walnut, I think it is.
Oh, the walnut?
Yeah. Let me guess. You got some of that.
There's the walnut.
You got to talk, man. Come back here with that.
Yeah, there's the walnut. The bearded, the graybeard pirate, the graybeard the pirate, or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the walnut, and then this is the sandstone. Yeah, this is the Polyalchemy sandstone. I figured what better than to use the Sandman, and it just turned out awesome with it. It actually looks like, if I had to compare it to something, I'd say it looks like playground sand.
Really?
Because all of them have like little tiny black flecks in them, and when you do the sand, it just looks so much like playground sand. It's kind of scary.
It's a good thing. I got to get me hold of some of that. I got to talk to Matt again down at Printed Solid. I was chatting with him, and they were all sick, but I was chatting with him about doing some filament reviews for him. He was going to send me, you know, they always play, and then they have a half a spool. And
Yeah.
they've done that before me before where when they first started carrying the polyalchemy, I don't remember which color it was. I think it was the blue, the night sky blue.
Yeah.
And he didn't have any, and he's like, I'll send you some samples. I'm like, all right, cool. Because I ordered something else. And he's like, I don't have the sky blue. I'll send you some samples and send, you know, the 2 rolls of whatever color I did, you know, I ordered with it. I'm like, all right, I'll send you the sky blue when it comes in. He sent me like these huge like coils, like massive amount. I mean, it was almost a full spool in samples. It was like 6 samples, but I ended up using about a third of it, and then I actually got the roll like a week later, and I put up all the samples for a raffle on the Facebook page.
When polyalchemy first came out, we were at a meetup, Printed Solid, and he got a shipment of boxes like this of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is on this.
They're all 700.
500 gram.
Oh, 500, yeah. I thought they were 7, but they're half rolls. I know they are full rolls.
And he handed them out, and a lot of us went back, and like I said, the first thing we did, we went and printed with it, and we discovered, and the slug scared the crap out of all of us.
Oh yeah, when it pulls back out of the nozzle, pulls back.
It starts coming out, and all of a sudden it starts going back. You're like, that's going the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And then, as most people find out, the first time you start printing with it, if you treat it like normal PLA, it's going to start jamming and stringing and.
See, I don't have any problems with it. I use the exact same settings as I always
do.
Yep.
Well, I think one of the big issues is depending on how good your layer cooling is. If you've got really good layer cooling, you don't have near as many issues. Like with my Da Vinci's, I have to really fine tune to get it to print right because I've got crappy layer cooling.
Yeah.
So I've tried improving on it, and I need to redesign my my cooling duct and go with a blower fan on it instead because the 40 millimeter fan just ain't cutting it.
Nope, they don't. I had to go with that one. I still have the 40 on it, but it's a 40-20. It's not the 10 millimeter wide. It's the 20 millimeter wide.
Yeah,
that does it. It's not as good.
Yeah,
I went back to the blower fan on that.
The belt. I went to a pair of the CRX style blower fans.
Yeah,
they seem to do pretty good.
They're actually pretty ballsy. The problem is they're loud as crap.
The thing is on the belt. You know what the loudest fan is?
What?
The mosquito fan.
Really?
It sounds like a damn mosquito buzzing in your ear the whole darn time. It's a little 30 by 10.
Yeah.
It's just whizzing, and it's like, and of course, you know, I swear, Noctua needs to wake up and start going, okay, what size are they using in 3D printers and start making some of them because.
Well, they sort of are. At least they got rid of that ugly brown.
Yeah, well, most of them are still in that, but
no, I mean, that's what I have. But
they need to start making more 24 volt now because everybody's switching. Like the printer belts, you know, the White Knight is all 24 volt, and you can't get a 24 volt in a 40 by 40 by 10.
Nope.
So I had to put in a puck converter just to.
You know what you can get though, because that's what I have on that. You can get the 40 by 40 by 20.
I didn't have the clearance for the 20.
Well,
to fit this all in between the belt. If you see, there's on the bottom cover, I've got to where I can mount 2 40 by 40 by 10s right here, and then this slides right in over them.
Yeah, no, I know how you got it, but I'm surprised they haven't got 24 volt anyways, because a lot of computers now, from what I understand, are coming out 24 volt in the PC world.
Yeah.
It actually takes less energy. You lower the amperage.
I think they're working for it, but they started with the bigger ones. As soon as you start you can find 60s and 80s, but the minute you get down to 40.
Yeah. They don't want to touch them.
I think you can get it, like you said, you can get it in a 20, but you can't get it in a 10 yet.
Yep.
And then if they ever make a 30, in a 10, oh, I'll be all over putting that on the mosquito and eliminate that noise maker.
You got to look into what are my little blue ones? They're as good, and they're just as not quite as quiet, but darn close. They push a lot more air. Where are they? We got them here somewhere. I want to say Silent Night or.
The trick is we need to find a good one and send the information to Dan. I use a 30 by 30 Sun-Ons from DigiKey, and they're super silent. But you're right about Noctua needing to get into this market. You got it, Steve.
It was all my 12 volts. I was using these, and I actually like these better than the Nocturas. They're they push more air. I'm not going to say they're as silent as a Noctura, but they're damn quiet. Noise Buster or Noise Blocker. Got them off of Amazon. They're like half the price. They're only like $8.
Huh.
And they are quiet. The problem is I only had 12 volt, and when I went to 24 volt, I didn't need them anymore.
Yeah, I forget what brand they're using.
They have enough fans.
Yeah.
Time to get rid of some of them.
Yeah, but update for the belt printer. I'm on day 2 of 4 of what I estimate to be 4 anyway for the hold on show.
I normally don't print stupid crap like this. Not too often. I do on occasion, but these things are awesome.
Yeah.
This one's freaking. They're just stupid and funny and awesome. And the guy did a really nice job on them too. I mean,
give me a break, Nightbot.
What do you do?
He posted his comment. I went ahead and posted the link, and it deleted all his comments. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. I freaking have Nightbot overlay here. We'll just make him a whoops.
I don't know why it deleted his message before that, though. I was like, damn.
It deletes everything, anything and everything he sent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never adjusted it. It's on the default settings because I just never. The only reason why I turned it on is because I had one of those porno idiots come in, and it just drove me nuts. Otherwise, I would have never even turned it on.
I'm sitting here babysitting my printer.
Yeah, you can post it now, Steve, because I made you a moderator, so I just post away. Well, you don't post porn, I don't care. What were you saying?
I'm printing parts for the neck for Mike's belt printer, and I'm sitting here babysitting this one. So I'm trying to get every little bit out of this roll of pasta. I'm like, I weighed it on the scale, and it says I should make it by like 10 grams. So I'm like, that means it's going to be really close.
Yeah, well, pasta's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
I used to use a lot of the PLAs in all my quadcopters. Protopasta, Maker Geeks, and what was the other HT? There's another HT PLA. I can't remember now. And the only reason I went to PETG is because it saves me like 5 grams, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're flying quadcopters, 5 grams is a lot. That's like another cell in your battery.
Yeah, but I was saying I figure it's going to take me 4 days to install the belt on the belt printer.
Yeah,
because it's so long. It's too risky to try and put it on without using the rapid tack, because those belts, once they stick, it's done. So,
yeah, well, that's that bubblegum crap, right?
Yeah. So it's 2 meters long, so I'm doing like 2 foot in a whack. So I did 2 feet yesterday, let it set because they say give it 24 hours. I did 2 feet today. I'll do 2 feet tomorrow, and then hopefully Sunday I'll just have the last, like, I've got like 200 millimeters left that like 80 of it overlap.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide an extra little shim of metal in there. I'm going to clamp down a piece of bar stock across it, and I'm going to run as steep of an angle as I can from side to side on that overlap. And then...
Oh, I got you to make the seam.
So it won't be a straight seam. It'll be an angled seam, so it'll roll nicer.
Yep,
and then I'll very carefully adhere that down, and the belt will be done. So And that's basically the last thing I've got to do other than do like playing around with fine tuning.
So I always sticking that stuff down as long as you get it started straight. My biggest problem is always getting it square and straight on something that long.
Well, as I say, 2 meters. Like I lined it up and I did the first 200, and I wrapped the belt all the way around and I lined it up at the other end and made sure it was in line with the metal belt, and I taped it all in place and it looked like it was perfectly straight. I've already seen where either my belt, the metal belt, I ordered it was supposed to be 400 millimeters wide. I unpackaged it yesterday and I'm ready to put it up, and I take the tape measure to it because it looked wide on the printer. Yeah, 413 to 415. I'm like, damn it. So I straight edged it out and I scored it, and then I took my scissors and I cut it as straight as I could. Either I deviated a little bit, because now I'm seeing about not quite a millimeter of metal showing on the side of my belt, or I'm hoping when I get around further it comes back over and I go, okay, I just didn't cut perfectly straight.
Well, why didn't you just leave it there and center it? Then you have some place. If you get a little off, it won't matter as much.
I can't now. Oh, I know. But yeah, it's like I can't move the belt now because it's, or the build tack because it's set from yesterday. So
no, I know, but if you'd left the metal belt a little wide.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't keep tracking further off.
Actually, I probably would have deliberately left it wide and like drawn it like 5 or whatever your extra width is. Take half of it and drawn a line. That way you can.
The idea was, the side of that belt's awful sharp. The hope was that I would have a little bit of build tack over the edges, so that you would have the build tack sheet there, not the metal belt to run your hand up against. Build tack was actually supposed to make the sheet 405 wide, and either my tape measures off or their tape measures off, because I take a tape to it and I get between 402 and 403 for width. And I'm like, so nobody's sending me stuff that's 400, the measurements I'm asking for. It's killing me.
It's kind of hard when you're doing one-offs like that.
Yeah. But I can't complain. I asked for the impossible from Build Tack, and they came through for me. So
I guarantee you that stuff's manufactured in a big long sheet. It's probably made on a belt.
According to Kayla, they actually print the stuff. They have a machine that I guess they lay it down like they print vinyl or something. I don't know. But, they actually print the whole thing. So I don't know how it works exactly. But according to her and the manufacturing team out here in New Jersey, that's the largest, or it's the longest one they've ever produced. They've gone 1 meter by 1 meter. But to do 2 meters in length, I'm the first person they've ever done 2 meters in length for.
Well, that's cool.
So we ordered 3 in case I royally screw one up, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
There's my problem with Build Tack is I look at Build Tack as a disposable. And it kind of is. And now you go through all that work to adhere it, and in 6 months you're going to have to find a way to tear it off and replace it.
Yeah. Oh, the sheet metal wasn't crazy expensive. You just got to wait for it to come from China.
Oh, so what would you do? Just replace the whole freaking belt?
I would go ahead and just do a whole nother. Honestly, it'd be too hard to get it off of that metal again. I'd probably just do a whole nother belt. Before I was looking at doing a welded seam belt. It would have been like $1,000.
Yeah.
You'd have wanted to find a way to take that off. But I'm just using, sure tape, aluminum duct tape.
Yeah.
And stainless steel foil from China. I think it was like $30 a sheet or something like that.
That's not bad.
So, but if you get it set right, hopefully you don't. Because the one nice thing is once you get this printer set, you shouldn't be. You don't run the risk of, like, everybody always talks about how they're not paying attention. Their printer buried the head in the belt and tore it.
It's what I've done. That's why I don't use Build Tack. I mean, I like Build Tack. It works. I like using it. It's just every time I get it, the first thing I do, I always end up putting a hot nozzle into it.
Yeah, because the way I'm setting the printer up, I'm setting it to where it's going to zero just above the Build Tack sheet. So you should be able to run it across at 0 and it's not going to touch anything.
Yeah.
Once you got it zeroed, anytime you print, I'm going to tell anybody I just wouldn't advise printing at 0.1 because you're just, for the first layer.
Yeah.
You don't want to scuff because you've always got that little bit of a lip around the nozzle, and since you're sitting at 40 or the opening.
Yep.
It is with this one here, just to make sure I didn't do any damage. One of the first things I did was I put the belt down, I homed everything, and I laid a piece of, like, what is this, 400 grit sandpaper, and I had it run the whole length across it once, just to put like a slight flat on the bottom of the nozzle where it's going to go across the bed, so you don't have that edge. Hopefully to keep that edge from hitting the bed.
You say you ground the bottom of it.
Yeah,
how do you like those Geeko Tech beds there, Steve? I haven't tried those. They looked interesting. I saw them at IRF. Yeah, I really want one, but they're kind of pricey.
Printed Solid was trying to convince me to get a Gecko Tech for it. I'm like, I might try one later.
They're selling them, huh?
Yeah, I kept pushing at Kayla that I really wanted to use a Build Tack sheet, and she literally told me that 4 other companies had tried doing it and failed. So I took that. I kind of took after she said that, it kind of became a personal challenge to prove those other companies didn't know what the hell they were doing.
It just takes the right person every once in a while.
So I said, I think the issue they had was I think they were literally trying to use Build Tack as the belt, and it's still too much of a vinyl-like substance. It's going to stretch because everybody else is using.
You know what you could do? You could put a woven belt under it, which would probably be easier and cheaper.
Well, that's what
like a stainless steel mesh.
Black Belt uses a woven carbon fiber mesh belt.
Yeah, but that's kind of
yeah.
Although you can buy carbon fiber,
belt's going to cost you hundreds. Any kind of custom belt's going to cost you hundreds of dollars, though. I priced a few.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily have to buy a belt. You could buy a sheet and then cut your own belt.
Yeah, but you're going to have that really nasty seam if you don't get one of those ones that's like factory mesh. Where the ones where they do the factory mesh where the seam's almost invisible.
No,
otherwise you're going to get those clamps or whatever every time you come. You're going to have to make sure you don't do anything wrong with the belt.
You can wax the end or solder the end up, or it's got to be a way you can treat the end. Because we used to use that crap for reinforcing concrete and floors. Yeah. It was like a stainless steel mesh.
Yeah.
What they put under like radiant heat instead of just putting a regular wire in it, you'd put this mesh because it reflected the heat back. And it was, it's expensive, don't get me wrong. But it was like 4x10 sheets, and it wasn't, it was like $100.
The something Steve just mentioned, he's got a couple neat patterns in his Gecko Tech. Like I think you can see it, the sword impression in the Build Tack. It leaves little ghosts sometimes, especially like I said, these are a couple that I realized I had the nozzle just a little too close.
Oh, you already been printing on it?
This was a demo belt.
Oh.
I asked Kayla if she could send me a scrap, and I was thinking, all I told her was I wanted like a 4-inch wide, like 2-foot long scrap that I could put on this sheet metal that I had, just to test it, see how well it would work. She goes, and I keep bugging her about it. She's like, all right. Next thing I know, she goes, oh, hey, I found a Gigabot sheet, Gecko or Build Tack sheet that's in our scrap pile for some reason. I don't know why, but you can have it if you want to take the risk. You know how big a Gigabot sheet is? It's 24 inches by 24 inches on the normal one. They have a Mega that's 24 by 30. That was how big the sheet was she sent me. So I cut it into like 3 pieces and put it on this 9-inch wide stainless sheet just to run tests, trying at a diagonal and straight seams. And figuring out what height I
use
need.
heavyweight flashing for the belt?
What's that?
Couldn't you just use heavyweight flashing for the belt?
Maybe. I think flashing's too thick though, because this here, this is best I can tell. I've been told this is heat treating foil for doing like gun barrels.
Yeah.
It's 0.08 millimeter thick stainless steel, like stainless spring steel almost.
Yeah, I was thinking aluminum, but I think the aluminum was the problem. Is it would hold the it would hold its shape around the two ends of the actual wheels. So as it came out, it would straighten because of the tension, but I think you'd get waves in it.
That's like whatever I got from China. I need to contact and see if they've got something slightly higher quality if I keep doing this, because it's stainless, but it's not tempered as good as whatever this stuff is that I have. My uncle had this in his machine shop.
Well, there you go.
And when he went out of business, I found it in the back room. This is probably $1,000 worth of stainless.
Yeah, it's probably not that much, but darn close.
But so, I mean, this one has a little bit more memory than I'd like it to have, and it tends to take little dimples a lot easier than the other stuff did. But it's 0.1 mil thick. So I went a little thicker too, though, just because that one there I was having issues where it would
sag.
It start to curl up a little bit on the sides. It just didn't have enough weight to counteract the print.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you could do a fiberglass and like a fiberglass and stainless steel woven stuff for a belt.
I'd like to. I wish I could work with Kayla a little bit to see if I couldn't get them to make some sort of, they say they print this. Okay. Yeah. What if I gave her a nylon sheet? Could she print straight on, instead of
embed it right into it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Actually,
print right into it at least most of the way around, and then just the last little bit or what, I mean, actually, if they did it right, and if you could print, you could actually bring the end around, pause the printer, loop the end around, and then have it keep right on going. She could possibly actually print a belt.
Yeah, a seamless belt.
Yeah. But I don't know. It'd be neat to try, but
this thing I hope is going to work.
I'm hoping. Honestly, I said I've knocked out the basic design. I'm hoping the few followers I have take my slogan to heart, and when they get my files and they start building them, they upgrade it. I mean, Filament Frenzy's talking. He wants to build one. I can't wait because that means I'll get good profiles once he does.
Yeah, he ain't too happy right now.
Oh, I know. Well, and that's the thing, because I warned him. I said, right now the only software that'll run a belt is Cura, and it's Black Belt's version of Cura to boot. So I don't think so far nobody else has written anything that will run the 45-degree.
See, that's where you need to contact Rays. Because honestly, Rays might invest and say, hey, you want to partner up and let us make a Rays 3D belt printer?
I said, I'm posting the files up on. I said, when I get to Murph, I'm going to actually, the night, on that Friday, as soon as I get there, I'm going to go out on Thingiverse and I'm going to hit publish. It's all going to be out there free and clear. It's like if someone wants to kick me something for the design, great, but I'm not looking to sell it and make a ton of money. I just want, I want the, I guess I should say I want the recognition if everybody likes it, Yeah,
no, you should, but
kind of like the Benchy. I doubt Daniel Nore got really paid anything for designing that Benchy, but he sure does get a lot of credit for it. So
yeah, well, I think Chris Riley owns the rights to it now. Even though he never does nothing but print them, he must have, just by sheer volume of Benchies.
Possession's 9/10 of the law, and he probably possesses more Benchies than anybody else.
I know it. It's so sad. It is so sad. No, that's pretty cool. There's got to be a cheaper way to make that belt, though. Not necessarily cheaper, but easier manufacturing.
Yeah. As I said, I'll play around with some other stuff as time goes on, but for now, it was like this seemed to be the unfortunately, I was trying to source stuff from China, and you got to wait for it to get here. And once I get this one done and I get Mike's done, then I got time to start. It was trying to get everything done in time for Murph. It's like I'll have the next 6 months to start messaging companies and saying, hey, no, send me some samples of this foil before you send it to me, and
yeah,
find exactly what I want. And
need to get a roller to apply it to.
Yeah. I need to build something so I don't have to use the rapid tack. Get something where I just line the build tack sheet up in a slot, and I put the foil in a slot. I peel the end and I start it, and then I just grab a hand roller and go.
Well, that's what we had when I used to do signs. We're talking mid '80s, late '80s. We did a bunch of like neon signs, but the company wanted to change it regularly for a shopping center. So instead of paying for the whole kit and caboodle, we didn't actually make it a neon. We just used regular everyday light bulbs, and we used a semi-transparent vinyl on like a milky white plastic polyurethane sheet, solid sheet, plexiglass, whatever it was, but it was milky white. And we had this roller thing where you set it up and you line the two sheets up, big long table, and you set these two sheets up square, and you do the normal peel the first like half inch, stick it on there, and then you just feed it into this roller, and it would automatically peel the backing off the vinyl. It had like little tabs that grabbed it and rolled it up, but it also sucked the two sheets in, and they were two like, aluminum or stainless steel or whatever rollers that pinched it out and pulled all the air bubbles out. That thing worked perfectly every time. It took you 10 minutes to set it up. The hardest part was getting the backing so it wouldn't rip halfway through. If you didn't set the backing up, because it was always that cheap kind of brown old crap paper for the backing, and it would rip easy. But once you got that wound up properly on the spindle, you just fed it in there and you hit the button, and it was slow. It took like 10 minutes to do the whole 10-foot sheet.
That's still faster than 4K.
And it just fed it through, and it squished it down and sealed it, and everything was fine.
Yeah.
Because we used to do the whole thing and then do all our weeding after.
Somebody asked me what I wanted to build next after that. I said, well, I want to build a tool changer. That's hopefully what that'll be later on down the line whenever I put it back together again. It'll be a nice big old like 6-tool changer. But
interesting.
I wouldn't mind getting a Prusa and seeing if I couldn't take because everybody seems to have Prusas. I almost want to take and make a mini version of the belt to change out the Y-axis for a belt.
Oh, on the Prusa, yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Make it a mini.
Everybody's doing these, the scripts to push stuff off.
Yeah.
Be nice to make a little kit for Prusas where, just take this and mount this on your Prusa, and you're going to turn your Y-axis into a belt, and you can print as many as you want.
Yeah,
some guy did one where he took basically a Prusa style printer and made it to where it would print straight up and down, so you could print one, advance, print another one, advance, and then he made it to where it had like a slide lock system, like the legs on a folding table. And you actually could take it and slide it down to 45 degrees and then print like a belt printer on it.
Yeah. There's a guy right down the street that has an automatic bed changer. He's in one of those, maker spaces.
Yeah.
He actually built it where the bed is on a piece of block of plywood. And when it's all done, the whole plywood drops down, and then this like big, huge scraper thing comes along and just whacks it and knocks it off. Drops down into the bin, and it rises back up and starts printing the next one. But that's like a big maker spacey thing. I mean, it's really crude looking, but it actually works pretty well, I guess. Yeah, now the next printer I think I'm going to look at, and They're the only ones I've seen that's gotten it to successfully work. I know the Chameleon can do it, but that G-Tech color mixing one, that interests me more than multicolor, than multicolor. That whole blending colors together looks cool to me.
I have hinted at G-Tech several times. They seem to talk to Tom a lot. I've hinted to him to plug, my name to them. I said, I really want, as soon as they come out with the, I think it's the A. It's either the A30 or the A40. Because I don't want to get anything smaller than 300 by 300. And they've released the 200 by 200, and they've released the 250 by 250 or something like that.
Yeah.
They haven't released the 300 by 300 yet with the mixing nozzle.
Yeah.
Like
they're all weird sizes. They aren't even, because the A10M, I think is, for some reason I'm thinking it's 200 by 250 by 250, 200. So it's really deep.
Find it here.
Yeah. The A20M is like 250 by 240 by like, it's actually shorter or something. I don't know. They're weird sizes. They aren't your normal like Ender 220, 220, 220s. Which I almost want to get an Ender and replace this with it, because the more I think about it, this thing, I was just doing my Idea Maker video, and I was editing, entering the numbers for this. This freaking antique only does 190 by 190 by 175. It's like it's max. I mean, it'll actually do bigger. I could make it do 200, but
it's the A30 that I want. It's 320 by 320 by 420.
Yeah.
But they don't, at least so far, they haven't offered it in an M model yet. Let's see. A20 mixing nozzle for $379. A10 for 2M for $279.
So it's $50 to get what?
The mix.
Yeah, but they're both mixing, the A10M and the A20M.
Yeah, $50 for the mixing nozzle, which you're paying. So you're paying $50 for the different nozzle and a second extruder motor, an extruder basically.
That's not terrible. No, but how much, what's the difference between the A10M and the A20M, and what's the size difference? I know it's weird. It's not that much that it's worth the extra money.
The A10M for, let's see, what are you getting for another $100?
It wasn't that much. It was like 20 millimeters width and like 15 or 20 millimeters.
It's let's say the 10 is 220 by 220 by 260.
So it's about the same as an Ender 3.
And the 20
was only a little bit longer, and it was actually shorter, if I remember correctly. It was like
it's a perfect cube. 255 by 255 by 255.
So you still only lose 30 millimeters. So you're losing 5 millimeters in height.
Yeah, and it's 5 millimeters shorter than the other one.
Yeah.
So, not a big enough difference. I don't know. I'm kind of with everybody else. I don't know why you would offer a 220 and then offer a 250.
Yeah, no, it's not.
The only reason I could think is that someone just wanted to get that more, for someone that's OCD that had to have that perfect cube dimension, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, or that just happens to be, those numbers happen to be the sheet size of the aluminum at the factory, and those are the two sizes. They could print 10 220s and 7 250s out of it, and it uses that sheet. Like, almost guarantee you that's exactly what they're doing, is they're calculating the exact material waste.
Yeah, but they said I'm still waiting for the A30 to come out. I figure if it's $429 now, it should be $479 when they come out with the mixing version. So $500 for the printer.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
But
I'd rather, honestly, I'm hoping they'll come out and let you just buy the nozzle and the firmware.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Actually open source already, isn't it?
I have no idea. I haven't researched it. I haven't had time to research it.
Yeah.
As it is, I had another maker I was talking to on offline, and he's like, and I mentioned my canvas was still, my palette was still in its box. And he only lives a couple hours from me. He's like, dude, you need to just give that to me, Let me play with it a little bit. Let me get it working. Let me figure out how to use it. Let me decide if I want to get one, and then I'll bring it to you and show you how to use it. And I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking I might do that, because let somebody else get it all dialed in and calibrated and get all the bugs worked out, and then come to me and go, okay, we'll set it up to work on this printer. This is how you set it up, and give me the abridged version without having to watch 20 webcasts and read a bunch of stuff. I'm like, that might be worth not getting to be the first person to print with it.
Yeah, I kind of like screwing with them though. That's half the fun.
I
built this thing.
I'm so, like I said, I would really like to have the palette hooked up to one of the belt printers.
That would be sick.
I just want to have it printing maker coins, running down the thing and dumping maker coins the whole weekend. But to have it doing random color changes between 4 colors the whole time it's doing it.
Yeah. No, they'll be at that 45-degree angle on it too.
Yeah.
They're just flat. That'll look freaking wild.
But I don't have time to sit and I don't have time to build another printer and play with the palette.
Yeah, no, I know.
If I can get him to figure out how to do that to where he can, if he plays it, he goes, yeah, I just want you to put on random color change so I don't have to do a purge block, and just help me get it set up and run so I can make the file and say, yeah, I want to set it to print these 4 different maker coins, and I want to do 100 copies, and I just want to be able to hit start and forget about it.
Yeah, I'm liking the idea of using the purge block as a print, though.
Yeah.
Like a secondary print. Like, again, if you were doing the maker coins with the purge block, we got to go in a few minutes because I got to watch Friday night. But, like, you do half of them in multicolor, and then the other half are just purge blocks. So it doesn't have to calculate how much. It just keeps doing it, and whenever it goes to the next color, it goes, and it just fills in. Yeah. So you have, like, 6 that are perfect, and then you have 6 that are just mixtures of crap, but it'll still look cool. I think the random crap looks cooler than the precision.
I think the problem I will run into is I think when it comes time, I think I have the distinct feel when I start trying to do stuff with the belt printer that would require a purge block, I get the feeling I'm going to run into issues. Because think about it, no matter what, my first layer on a belt printer is always one single line.
Right. So my point is you're not printing a purge block, you're just printing another item that has whatever random color on it.
But say when it calculates up, it says, okay, you're gonna need a purge block 40 by 40 to change between your, just say I need a purge block 40 by 40 to change filament colors between.
Yeah, but you never need that. It only does that big because of what happens up in the future.
But the thing I'm afraid is I think I'm going to actually have to start printing a purge block before I can print a part, because I'm going to have to be able to get it big enough to change color. Like if the first layer has to change colors, there's no way I can print a purge block big enough to change colors if I'm only doing one line. I'm going to have to start the purge block like 30 millimeters before the actual print and then do the print.
Well, the other thing is you could put a dummy block on there.
What's that?
You could just put a dummy block on.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Just put a block of wood with the 45-degree angle cut on it, line it up to the head so it's right there and it's just sitting, or, use like double-sided tape so it holds it to the bed. And that way the nozzle could run on that block of wood or whatever.
Yeah.
There for the first one.
Might have to figure, or print myself or the first time, it'll suck. So I have to print a purge block.
Yeah, but then you can just reuse that purge block.
Exactly. Print one or print one and cancel it. So I got the nice 45. And okay, I'm always got to start this thing. And it's going to be this massive purge block.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to kill it because I want to go over there and I want to get something to drink first. So.
All right, man. Nice hanging out.
Are you going to show videos and pictures of that thing if you're at Printed Solid this weekend or next weekend?
Well, I don't know what people will post.
Well, you should post. Send them to me and I'll post them. All right, I'm off. Later, man.
See it.